Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different thing here. I have Michael Jose, or your boy Mikey J, here on Discord. Say hello.
Hello.
So Michael here, he makes videos, he's a YouTuber, and he has, I think, 10,000 on YouTube. And so we just decided to make a discussion video just like this. For those of you who don't know, Michael, if you want to just introduce yourself a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, my name's Michael Jose. I am a 25-year-old YouTuber, and the main thing I do on my channel is talk about video game music. I used to do a lot of different things. Don't really do much different things now, but yeah, like you said, I have 10,000. I think 10,800 now. So it's exciting, going up. It's really cool, and yeah, I enjoy doing it, and I'm glad to be here today.
Hey, yep. Thanks for being here, Michael. I really appreciate it.
Of course, man.
All right, so if you don't know, Michael has an entire series called Soundtrack Dive, where he takes basically soundtracks from video games, and he basically talks about them and rates them from a scale of 1 to 5.
Yes.
And so
I don't talk about movies and stuff, but yes, games is mainly what I talk about.
Yeah. So yeah, mostly video games. So I just wanted to, talk a little bit about Cuphead in general first. So
yes,
this is kind of like a Q&A discussion type. All right. So firstly, what got you into Cuphead?
It was it's just in general, Cuphead looks like a very interesting game, I think, to people. It's just so beyond what we're used to seeing as a gaming culture, and I think that anybody can really get lost into it. It was I think sold as like, to me it was sold as like a really difficult rage game, which at the time I was really into. At the time, nowadays I really don't get into rage games that much. I couldn't be bothered. Like, I don't like getting mad anymore, so I think if any rage games come out today, I kind of miss out on them. But yeah, at the time I was really interested in that type of gaming, and it just so happens that the game itself was really well made, and it's just really enjoyable. So yeah, that's how I got into that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I also got into it kind of the same way. I saw something on the internet about Cuphead, and I think it was mostly like just people playing the game, and I had a Switch at that time too, so I wanted to just see what all the hype was about. And at first I didn't know anything about the soundtrack. I was just like trying to get in the game. I was like, okay, what kind of game is this? Because I usually kind of test some of these games out. Like, I test the waters and see if I like it or not. But like, as soon as I heard the introduction music, like, I fell in love.
You knew you were in it.
Yeah.
You know you were in for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and funny story. I actually have 300% Cuphead files on my Switch.
Really?
Just
damn.
Just because I love the game so much, and I love the game, and like, obviously as you play more, the bosses get easier, the expert bosses get a lot easier, so
you start getting used to it. Yeah, right. No, for sure.
And yeah, that was basically that, honestly. And then I listened to the soundtrack a ton, like so many times, to a point where I almost wanted to stop listening to it because I listened to it so many times.
Same.
But that was, yeah, I mean, Cuphead is a fantastic game. It's a phenomenal game. Studio MDHR.
Heck yeah.
Chad Jared Moldenhauer, Christopher Madigan, the composer of the game. I mean, if you want to support Studio MDHR and Cuphead, you have to check them out. It's incredible. Well, speaking of Cuphead, I want to ask a few questions, like, back to back.
Sure, go ahead.
So, all right.
Okay, so number one. Oh God, sorry, I have such a short attention span. What was the first question again?
The first question was, what are your top three favorite soundtracks from Cuphead?
Yes, right. Well, it's been a while since I've heard the OST because I haven't heard it since I made the video that I made on it where I talked about the main game and the DLC. Because what you just finished explaining, you get kind of tired of listening to things on repeat, and imagine it happens tenfold for me because I have to listen to it while I'm recording and then while I'm editing over like 10,000 times and stuff. So I haven't heard it in a while. I started hearing some of them earlier today, actually, from your channel,
Okay.
hearing some of your versions. Yeah,
Nice,
just
nice.
Marine Corps, I think, was one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would say that it most likely, if I had to guess, if I had to like, uh, it has to probably be the same as I put in my video. So I put number three, if I'm not mistaken, as Botanic Panic.
Mhm.
Second was Aviary Action, and then the first one was Floral Fury.
Yeah.
It was like that when I made the video
Yeah.
before I made the remake for the one that the first one that I made where I was doing the ranking. It was like that before, and it was like that in the remake that I did. So I don't have any reason to suspect it would be any different now. I feel like it would be the same because those are really fire and I love them.
Yeah.
Second question, what was it again?
The second question was, what are your thoughts on the original Cuphead game versus the DLC game?
When I played the DLC, I can't remember. I think okay. So when I played Cuphead for the first time, it was my cousin was in one of my cousins' uh, boyfriend at the time was introducing me to the game, and they had it on their PC. And I played it there for the first time. I played Ruse of an Ooze and got my butt whooped there for the first time ever playing that game. And that was before it came out on the Switch. When it came out on the Switch, I got it, did the whole thing, the whole shebang, whatever. They just got all throughout the whole game and everything, and really enjoyed it. And then I think there was talk about the DLC that was coming out, and I was, of course, excited, really excited to try that out. And this happens with, of course, anything. It's happening now with the current game that I'm talking about. But whenever a game is coming out and I have to make a video on it, there is this like level of like I can't enjoy myself because I have to be very analytical and aware of what I'm going to say in my video and what I'm going to like how I'm gonna put pen to like thought to paper basically.
Yeah.
So I mean, that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it. I still enjoy it now. The DLC was great. I think there was a lot of great animations, great music, great a lot of fun gameplay as before. What was this one stage? It was called with the bugs or something. I can't remember the name of it right now. But it was like
Boogie.
a bootlegger boogie. Yeah, was I remember playing that section, and there's that part at the end where it like tricks you into thinking that you actually won it. And I remember feeling so embarrassed. I got so embarrassed because I got so excited,
Oh, yeah.
and then I actually died right after. So
Yeah, I got so pissed off at the end. I was at 1 health and I was like, oh my god, I finally did it, and then just bam, I died, and I was like, did my game glitch or something? Like, I didn't know what just happened.
yeah, exactly. So that's what happened to me too. Yeah, but yeah, no. In comparison to the first game, I feel like it almost like is a perfect extension of the game itself. Like the game, I feel Cuphead could exist without it, but like any good DLC, it just adds a lot more if you have it alongside.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel the same way.
What was the third question?
The third question was, what are your thoughts on Gnome Way Out?
No way out, right? This is the question.
Yeah.
I still think that it's like my least favorite for sure.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that I dislike it or anything. It just means that like looking analytically through all the songs and stuff and putting them on the board of like what's my favorite to least favorite, it just so happens to be at the bottom. But this game is really great with all its music and stuff that like it's really it's the what do you call it? What's that term? It's like the last but definitely not the least, is that what it's
Oh
called?
yeah,
Or
last
something
but
like that.
definitely not least.
Exactly. So that's basically what it is. I still really enjoy it a lot.
Okay, yeah. Also, for the people who are watching this, thinking, what are what are they talking about? You have to watch Michael's soundtrack
Please
episode
do.
on Cuphead. It is such a good video. I'm just gonna say, it was so well done.
Man, this is flattering me now. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
no,
appreciate it.
yeah, it's really, really well done and well put together. Um,
Thank you so much.
so yeah, now I wanted to talk a little bit about, like, more specifically the soundtrack dive video.
Hmm.
Um, what were your like, what was your reaction when people were like in the comment section just telling you to like react to the DLC? Like we want another episode on the Cuphead DLC.
I mean, the reaction at the time was like I'll see, like, I don't think you understand. Like, if I see one comment, I have a list on my phone of video game OSTs
Hmm.
that people like recommend to me and tell me to like do, and I don't think people understand. I take this seriously, okay? Like, whenever somebody tells me about something and I don't know about it, I write it down. Now there's sometimes, actually, funny enough, here's a funny little anecdote. Somebody was suggesting me the Amazing Digital Circus,
Oh
which
my
is not a video
god.
game. It is a TV show made in the internet that
Oh
looks like a
yeah.
video game, but it's not a video game. So I was
I've
like
seen the first two
so
episodes. It's
confused.
so good. Yeah, it's so good. The Amazing Digital Circus is
Oh, it's great, man. I love it so
incredible.
much.
Yeah,
But
love
I
it.
went into it thinking it was like a video game at first. I'm like, okay, the music's pretty cool. I want to see what the rest of this is about. And then like I thought it was a cutscene that was playing at the beginning, and it was just it was just the whole. I'm like, when is the gameplay gonna come? And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's when I realized it was a show. But yeah, no. Whenever people ask me to talk about stuff, I have a whole list of like songs of video games that I have to that I have written to go and check out. But it's just like an ever-ending, expanding list that never ends. But yeah, no, I mean, like, when people were saying to talk about the DLC, I'm like, yeah, for sure I'm gonna do that because I was gonna play the game anyway, so I might as well. But I'm like, I especially have to do it now because the Cuphead video got over like 400,000 views, and
Oh
I'm just
yeah.
like, I can't ignore that. That I have to capitalize off of this. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
But it was like perfect too because that was before I developed the style of video that I currently do, and I'm like, okay, great. Looking back at that video, I feel like there's some things that I can change and that I can do better. And I was given a second chance to do exactly that, and everybody was, asking for it anyway. So I'm like, I must seize the opportunity, as it were.
Yeah, I think like just talking about like the entire OST is just like that's a chore, man. Like that is
Oh, you have no idea,
that is
buddy.
no, yeah. I like there was this one time where I tried to just listen to all the songs one go in one sitting and just rank them all.
Hmm.
And that was hell. Like
It's tough.
I was there I think for like hours, and I was just like, okay, let me just re-listen to this again, see if I like this better. It was agonizing.
Yeah. And especially for someone like me who I feel my opinions on things flow like water. It can change and shape around in many different ways. Like from like I don't know. I mean like sometimes I'll make a video on a specific OST, and I'll give my thoughts. Like I just did a soundtrack dip into Bowser's Inside Story. And I feel like if you were to give me some time to like go back and check everything, I feel like my thoughts on it might change after a while.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like, that's kind of common sense. Um,
Yeah, it's normal.
but yeah, I just want to thank you for making all of the like these videos and just like hearing like these people in the comment section just like do this, do that, and making that come to fruition. I really appreciate all of your work, man. It's incredible.
Oh, thank you, man. It really means a lot that you said that.
Yeah. Um. All right. Well, speaking of which, I just want to talk about like some questions I had on the video. Let's see.
Okay, shoot.
I just have to remember all the questions that I came up with.
No, take your time.
Yeah. So, what were your like initial thoughts after like listening to the songs again for the first time to sort of like make this list?
My initial, man, I mean, like, I believe that I had the same feeling after finishing the first video as I did this second one, where I had grown a little tired of hearing the songs over and over again. So I think that like jumping back into it, because when you do these things, when you like when you're doing a video where you have to like really think about what your thoughts are on certain things, you have to really listen and stuff. When you put yourself into that like analytical mode, you kind of start to find things you appreciate more about the songs and everything. And I think that did happen, and you start to grow a little bit more fond of other tracks and a little bit less fond of others.
Yeah.
And I think that is what happened to me. The one change from the previous video that I can remember, that I think that some people actually in the comments were like saying, "I'm so glad that you've come out of the dark side and into the light," was the Railroad Wrath one. I think I gave that one a low rating before.
Yeah.
And that back then I was like really not in love with that track, but
Yeah.
like having done this second video for sure, I started to notice things that I really liked about it.
Yeah, I remember in the old video, it was number 31, and then like in the Soundtrack Dive video, you gave it a 4.9, and I was like, yes, finally,
Yes.
I love this track so much.
It's a good one.
Oh, it's incredible. I also wanted to ask, just about like, just all the behind the scenes stuff, like the costumes, the instruments, like the jam sessions. Just how did those like feel for you?
Feel for me? You mean like how did they come to be, or how do I get into the mood to do them? What do you mean?
So like how did they make you feel while you were doing it, like in front of the camera?
That's a good question. I think that when I'm recording, I feel like I would have to say that is probably the most fun that I have while doing these videos, most likely, because it's just me being my stupid self. It's just me having a good time, jumping, being an idiot, and just making it look like I'm playing instruments. And that's like the most fun I feel like I have when I'm doing these videos, is doing the jam sessions, which is why I crammed so many of them in there.
Yeah, and it was so much funnier as a music major, knowing how to like hold and play all the instruments. Like, just like some of like the parts where you don't hold the instruments right, it's just like it's so much funnier to me because I know like the right way to do it, and it's just so much
Dude,
funnier when someone
you have
really does it.
no
It's so
idea
funny.
how many comments I've
Oh man,
had
that
of
was
people
I love
saying
that. I
like,
loved it.
yeah, it's like I I don't know. I mean, I don't mind them at all. There's just so many people that are like,
Oh yeah.
you hold the trumpet wrong, and as a trumpet player, I'm deeply offended by that, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
As a horn
Okay, I'm
player, that
sorry.
yeah, I mean, as a horn player, like universally, like that
Mhm.
French horn hold is sacrilegious. But I don't care, you know, like do what you want, man. It's your
Exactly.
video. Like,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know, who am I to tell you what to
And
do
I'm
in
and
your
I
video?
right, yeah, and I've thought about it too, because I always like to take people's comments into account to figure out ways I can improve. But I'm like, let me think about this on a real deep level. If people are actually asking me to like, not even just to hold the instrument correctly, but to know how to play it, because I've also had people say that they know I'm playing it incorrectly, and I'm like, that's that's not the point. I'm not supposed to be playing it
Well, yeah,
correctly.
he's not.
Can you imagine
He's
though?
not even
I
playing at all. Like, I don't know what you're.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, so they want me to learn the music for everything. I'm like, I'm not exactly a musician, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm just having a ball of the time over here.
Yeah, I mean, even if I had all the instruments, I know how to play them. I know like
Hmm.
how to hold the instruments. I know like the basic, like we call it the embouchure. It's like the mouth muscles. We know that. I'm not going
Hmm.
to write sheet music and play all the lines for all the parts. I'm not doing that just for a video,
Yeah,
unless that was the
that takes
point
a
of the
lot of
video.
work.
But
I might feel oh so compelled to do so if I didn't also know that I have to edit and write all this stuff later on.
oh
It's just too much. It's too much.
yeah, some people, man.
Mm. But I love it. I love it. It's like I get that they're just having fun, and I don't take offense at all or anything.
Oh yeah, this is like a very prominent theme in the soundtrack, in that Cuphead soundtrack dive video.
Mm.
The difference between the original version and the piano version.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know, um, there are original and piano versions of some tracks, and these tracks are normally like the map, like the map music, like for so like the Inkwell Isle themes, or like Elder Kev. There are definitely some tracks that are better pianofied, and then there's some other tracks that are just better as it is. And
Mhm.
I have those um, moments too. And then yeah, Michael also had some moments in his video about that, and he definitely explained that
Yes.
very well. And I really appreciated the
Oh,
fact
thank
that you
you.
explained that. And I'm like, yes, thank you for people who don't know. Because normally when I
Right.
see people like talk about it, they're like they just like brush over it. Like, dude, this is important stuff. You need to talk about
Yeah.
this. That
Yes.
pianist has got to have at least triple the amount of money that other people had. Like, I mean, I'm serious.
Yes. Yep.
So I mean, I just want like your opinion on some of the piano tracks and which ones are your favorites, which ones you don't really like as much, and just an overall thoughts and feelings about the piano.
You
tracks.
know, yeah, I think in the first video I was kind of a hater, honestly. And I don't think that I appreciate the piano slander from past me, honestly, if I can be quite frank.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely now, like I love piano music. It's like one of the times I can listen to music and really like um fully enjoy what I'm listening to and just like notice how beautiful and everything is. It's like, man, I want to be that guy, playing the piano. It's just it's really nice. But oh God, it's been a minute since I've really listened to them. And I don't even remember how I put them together in the video. But I had to. You'd know better than me at this point. I'm sure you already watched it, but if I had to guess, I think I remember putting the Elder Kettle song pretty high up. I don't know if it's number one though. It was either that one or Inkwell what one? I want to guess. Either one of those two.
I think it might be Inkwell one because I do remember you did mention something about Elder's Kettle theme being way too long, like 5 minutes. Like I'm
Right,
sorry,
yeah.
but if
What-
the theme is 5 minutes, it should be a boss theme. It should not be
It should,
unless Elder
yes.
Kettle's a boss. There's no way it should be that. You know what I mean? Unless they made
Right.
like I think it was like in your old Cuphead video you explained something about there might be like an Inkwell, like another Inkwell Isle being like a water park theme, and then the Elder Kettle theme was supposed to be that.
I think yes, that is the from what I can remember, I believe that canonically is the explanation behind that track.
Yeah. Well, I mean it's a good track. It's really good, but it's just too long.
Mhm.
And I like the
It is
the
a
one
bit.
that you like the analogy of the old relatives. That was really funny. I'm not gonna say anything about that. You have to watch his video to do that. I am forcing you to watch his video for that. Don't
Yes,
don't
force
expect-
them.
Don't expect me to say anything about it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, overall, my thoughts on the video were, it was an incredible video. Like honestly, it was like the time that I got the notification about that upload, and I was like, no way this guy managed to make this video, and it really happened. And I was on like I think it was like winter break. I was on winter break. I was in California.
Yes.
I was just chilling, relaxing, and I just immediately saw the video. I'm like, oh my god, I have to watch this video all the way through. I am watching this video right now. And
Could I share with you a little behind the scenes experience of my own about the making of that video?
oh yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, well, we talked about this before in the background, but I don't think I ever said this in person.
Oh.
But for some people that are like who have watched the video, I think at the end I said that I was in Connecticut at the end of the video, like filming myself, and I explained a little about this before.
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
nobody really knows the stressful process that I had to
Oh
go
my
through
God,
while making
yeah.
this video. Like I was really so like I had I think 2 weeks. I don't know. Don't quote me on this, but I think it was like 2 weeks or something of winter break that was like coming up, and that I was gonna be in Connecticut for, and we were gonna drive up to Connecticut from Florida where I live, and I was like, I think I was not expecting a road trip over to Connecticut. Like I was expecting to have plenty of time to be at home and work on this video, but lo and behold, my parents are like, "Hey, we're gonna go to Connecticut for winter break," and I'm like, "Fuck! I have a video to work on. What am I gonna do?" And they're like, "Can't you do it
Oh,
on the way?" And I'm like, "I don't know about that," but I managed to make it work. So I had like so much footage that I had still left to record, and it was coming up on like day 2 or something of like the day I had to leave to go on the road trip. And so I had to like literally on the last day that I had before we had to leave and like pack up and leave to Connecticut. I'm there filming the last bit and really rushing it too. Only I can really notice, and then everybody else would just have to guess this, I suppose. Where you can tell that I'm really rushing things and that I'm like really stressed out.
Oh yeah.
And I'll give a hint. Most of those will probably be the parts where where I'm zoomed in on the instruments as opposed to my own face, because I'm just like I'm in a rush. I'm not gonna be able to act at all happy while doing this, so I'm just gonna zoom in on the instruments. So yeah, I did that. I got all the footage and I had to edit, like just to give you the lowdown. Essentially, what my plan was to edit on my laptop on the road while we were driving up until we got to Connecticut, and that wasn't working too well because the car was way too shaky for me to be able to focus on my work and like edit very well. And so what I ended up doing was we stayed at like different hotels on the way up. I think it took us like 3 days in total to get to Connecticut on that drive. So we stopped at like three different hotels, if I'm remembering correctly. So what I ended up doing was in the car, I would just kind of end up sleeping the whole way, just sleeping in the back like that, and then just stay in the hotel up to like I don't know, until like 5 in the morning or something like that.
Wow.
Working on the videos. I would get there at like 8 p.m. or something to the hotels, and then just stay there editing the videos until like 5 in the morning, and then I just sleep in the car, and that was just the whole process until I got to Connecticut.
Wow.
And it didn't even stop there. I had to work at my cousin's house on the video, so I couldn't really. I was really dedicated to getting this video because I promised everybody that I would, and so yeah, and then and what ended up happening is like this explains actually the one mistake that's most prominent and that like got to me the most, that I was like so frustrated that it was in there, was in the ranking portion where I list the names of the top 10 or whatever. Top number 3 and 2 are both Botanic Panic. God, I was so mad when I saw that. I was so mad, and I'm just like, how did I not check that out? Dang. And yeah, that was one of the ones I revised that video so many times to make sure there was no mistakes. So that I was really upset when I saw that, genuinely. But yeah, that's the whole experience.
Wow.
That was the whole experience doing that. And I managed to get it on like I don't know, what was it, like just before New Year's Day or something like that.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh.
I think so.
My God.
So it was like, yes, I did it. And there was problems too with exporting. Like the whole thing was a mess. There was problems with the exporting where it wouldn't export the whole video, and it was like the whole thing it would export except for that last bit of me talking at the end. And I'm just like, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it doesn't matter that I can put in the comments what I'm trying to say. But no, I figured out the issue, and then I was able to post it fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a hell. To this day, I think the most stressful time I've ever had working on a video, most likely.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, just oh my gosh, just taking all that into consideration, it just makes it like the video like that much better. You know, just the dedication and the work that this guy puts in was incredible.
Thank you.
Like I love that video. It's one of my favorite videos of all time on YouTube. And I constantly rewatch it just because I love Cuphead, I love the music, and the video is so funny, and I'm just engaged all the way through for those 3 hours. And that's very hard to do, it gets really boring sometimes. Like even my long videos, sometimes I get bored. And it's really hard to engage those people throughout those 3 hours. And
it is, yeah. Long form content is really difficult to do.
And it's just this kind of video is not something you can put on the background. Like this is something you'll have to watch all the way through.
Oh yeah.
And so and yeah, thanks for sharing all of that stuff, Michael.
Of course, yeah, no, of course.
I kind of want to switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to re-edit the screen here. So just want to go to my channel. Okay. All right. So yeah, I did upload another version. I uploaded High Noon Hoopla.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
So, all right. So I'm actually play this.
Okay.
And this is your first time listening to this too, right?
It is. Yeah, I haven't seen this before.
All right. This one was actually pretty simple to edit. There weren't many, of those other solos.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to re-edit the screen here. So just want to go to my channel. Okay. So yeah, I did upload another version. I uploaded High Noon Hoopla. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna
I actually don't think I've heard the other versions of this song besides the one for the in-game one. Heard this. I recognize this now. Oh, I thought it was going to loop back to another part. There was no other version for the later half of that?
There were no other parts for that, yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you. I am going to do another one for Beret on the Board.
Ooh, wait, hold on. Beret on the Board is the one with all the ones in the King of Games, right?
Yeah, the chess pieces.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and
I'm
stream
looking
that
forward to
all
that one.
together. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna try.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's definitely
Definitely
possible. But you know, I'll just try that.
It's gonna be a long one, is the only thing.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like.
it honestly it might be longer than like the King's Court.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
Wait, how long is that one?
That
one I didn't check out.
That one's 11 minutes. So
Holy shit. So yeah, that one's...
I have a feeling it might be a little longer than that. So future Julian here, and I can assure you it is not. So yeah. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yes.
But you know, I just kind of want to talk about all of these like Cuphead full version stuff that I did. And Michael, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot.
I will do that. Yes.
All right. I just want to like do like a little briefing of how I made these. So yeah, so Botanic Panic was the first one I ever did. And I mean, makes sense considering that's the first boss theme you hear in the soundtrack.
It's also an easy one, I feel like.
Yeah, it was definitely easier than the other ones. I always had this. So the reason I wanted to do this was I actually heard someone do a Floral Fury one where they combined the solos from the soundtrack, in-game, and vinyl version together. And I kind of copied what they did for mine, just because I was like, I'm lazy, I don't have any other ideas, and also didn't flow very well if I tried anything else. So
and you got so used to that other version
Right.
of theirs that you're just
so
like,
just
I can't
did it
improve
like
upon
way,
that.
Right. But the order of the solos are different, so I'll
Right.
give it that. But you know, after I heard that, I was thinking there are a lot of vinyl versions of the other boss themes. So I was thinking maybe I could start with Botanic Panic and just work my way through. And so, as you can see, I used the order of the boss themes that come in the soundtrack. So I started with Botanic. I kept going through Aisle 1, and then Aisle 2, and then all the way through Aisle 3. Aisle 3 has so many, and so
Yeah.
I was just like, it's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like almost almost double of Inkwell 1 and IL-2, almost the same amount as Inkwell 1 and IL-2 combined.
Uh,
And so the funny thing was, sometimes the vinyl version of the track was not available or was the same as the in-game. And so, as you can see, there's sometimes soundtrack in-game and vinyl for Botanic. I did that for Threaten and Zeppelin. And then I also did that for some other ones, but Rules of News, there was only the soundtrack and the in-game version. So I used only those, and then, yeah, there was just a bunch of them. Like,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have one of these that like you would consider is like your magnum opus, as it were?
Oh,
Like your favorite one of these that you've done that only I'm so proud of that one.
well, there are definitely parts of all of them that I really, really like, but
Hit me with them.
well, first, if I had to choose only one of them, it might have to be Threaten and Zeppelin, just because of all of those solos. It's insane. Like it's insane. Like there are, like after the drum and vibraphone break, there's that vibraphone solo, and then there's another vibraphone solo, and then in each of the versions there's a trombone, sax, and trumpet solo, and there were like two of those versions.
Yes.
And so I just mashed it together, and now there are 6 solos back to back, and I'm like, yes, this is the most incredible thing I have ever listened to ever. And so I would have to say
it's a
Threaten and
really good
Zeppelin.
song.
Yeah,
It's a really good one.
that one is my magnum opus. And then Honeycomb Herald, the first, like, you heard this the first time I showed you. The the two like trumpet solos from the in-game and the soundtrack version, they go so well together. Like, it's
so well,
it's
man.
uncanny. Like, you have to listen to this. All right. It goes so well. It's so uncanny. Like, you have to listen to this. If you haven't already, I'm saying. For the people who haven't watched it, shame on you. I'm just kidding. Yeah, listen to this.
See, now to me, I think what's so great about this, what works so well about it is I'm noticing whenever one trombone solo goes a little bit silent, the other one's like going is at its like highest, and it just opposes each other so well. I don't know what it is about that. I really like that. That's one of my favorite edits I think you put together. I've never noticed how well that works.
It's so good, man. And also, I love the unused clarinet solo in the High Seas Hijinks one. I have to listen to that because I have to.
Put it on, because I don't think I've heard this one.
Yeah, there we go.
That was the vinyl version?
Oh yeah, no, that was like the unused version. Well, they kind of like it's funny because in the vinyl version they use the unused trombone solo, but then they also put
Hmm.
in the in-game piano solo for the later version, and the clarinet is
Huh.
only in the Studio MDHR version of that, where they uploaded like a little sneak peek of that track. So,
That was cool. I
oh,
liked that
I
solo.
love that solo so much, man. So good. I mean, are there any of these that you would like to listen to?
I'm looking at my phone because my phone has the ones that I have and haven't watched. So I
Okay.
haven't seen that one. I didn't see the high seas hijinks one. Otherwise, I would have heard that part before.
Yeah.
The I've watched pretty much all of them except that one that we just heard.
Okay.
All bets are off and one hell of a time.
Okay. Um.
So I guess if there's one between those three those two, I guess would be the one. I don't want to put the whole 11-minute one here,
Oh yeah.
but that's the one that I would be most interested in hearing.
Yeah. I mean,
We could put one hell of a time, just if it saves us a little time, and then I'll listen to All Bets Are Off on my free time.
oh yeah. I mean, I could put like some like little snippets. I could just like skip to some sections. Like I definitely want you to listen to like some of the other um like the solos.
I'm willing to do it if you are.
Oh yeah. All right.
Let's do it.
Oh gosh. Okay. Here we go. All right.
Let's listen to it.
Okay.
Haven't heard that one. This one I heard.
Yeah.
Is it this one right here?
No, this is the original Super, and then
Yeah.
the
Very
final
good.
version is coming up.
Ah, gotcha.
And then we get into the 2-minute long drum solo.
Oh, I remember now.
and I oh yes, that is almost 2 minutes. That is long.
I could
solo.
listen to that all day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it starts from 6:32 and then it ends at 8:22. So it's about
Just
just about 2 minutes. Wow. I mean, I just edited that in and I just listened to it back and I'm like, oh my god, this is a long ass drum solo. I was like, oh my god. But you know, I mean, I like the solo, so it was all good. This is where it really happened. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the first parts you already heard, 'cause the vinyl version, it's nasty. It's so good.
Really? Oh my god,
Oh,
I'm excited
yeah.
now. Nasty.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that solo. Oh my god.
That was that was pretty damn good.
Oh my god, I forgot how
That was
good these
a
solos were. Man.
trombone solo, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
trombone and trumpet solo. That I forgot just how good those were actually.
That was tight. Love that.
Yeah, that one's good.
I've been wanting to get into vinyls. I think the first one I might get now is the Cuphead one.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homies
ADHD
Alex and
saved 10
Andre.
hours studying
yeah.
this Chrome extension.
Oh yeah.
But no,
Alex and
by
Andre,
all
if
means.
you're watching this, shouts out, man.
Those are my boys right there.
Oh yeah. The piano and the saxophone.
Oh, no way. Nice. Falls apart. I love this one.
Oh yeah. And then it goes to
That piano solo was kind of dope, actually.
Oh yeah, I love that piano solo.
Played in this like unlike any of the piano solos I've heard in any of the other tracks.
Yeah.
Quite magnificent.
Yeah, and then this one you've heard before, right?
The One Hell of a Time one? I think so. Wait, hold on. Let me check my.
This one.
No, this one is the one. This one. Oh, you mean the solo?
Yeah, this solo.
Yeah, the solo I've heard. That other one was the vibraphone solos go off,
It's
man.
so good. I love jazz, man. Oh yeah, I mean, and then you've heard the rest of it. It's just
Yes.
I love those solos so much.
I'm about to start listening to these songs all over again.
Oh
now,
yeah,
Via your videos.
yeah. I mean, for the longest time, actually, "Fiery Frolic" was my favorite boss theme song.
Really?
Yeah, but then slowly,
It's a good one.
slowly, I've been listening to more of Snow Called Scuffle, and that one has become one of my favorites.
Yes.
That one,
Ah,
oh,
love
we
it.
need to listen to that right now. I just can't.
Put it on. Put it on.
Yeah, this one's so good. I mean, as you could probably tell, I mean, like the people watching, they could probably tell I love Cuphead to death. Just by the sheer amount.
Same here, man.
Wow. Did you want to ask something or?
Yeah, I was also gonna ask which one of these you really didn't like working on.
Oh, well, I didn't hate working on any of them, honestly, but like, I would definitely say the one I definitely freaking just, it was hell trying to put it together, was Aviary Action. just because
Yeah.
just because of the stupid trombone solo at the end that doesn't start exactly on like beat 1, and I'm like, okay, where is beat 1? I need to find it. I need to cut there, and I just need to paste it right there, and I need to make it smooth. That's what I need to do, and it was torture. It's after this, yeah, saxophone solo. Right here.
Oh yeah, I see what you
Oh, it
mean.
was so annoying, bro. At least it fit at the end, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Damn, I missed this song.
oh yeah, this song is just all sorts of like hyper energy, just in your face. I mean, I could do this for like hours. You know, I mean, yeah, Marine Corps didn't change much, so I'm not really gonna, it's just a piano solo. And honestly, I think honestly, this one might be just like through the edits, this might be my least favorite, just because there's so little like added stuff, like added solos, because that was basically the
Like,
main
there's not
point.
much of a difference.
But like this soundtrack is honestly like I think one of my favorites. It's so good. Like, and I'm so disappointed that it doesn't have more solos.
I feel you.
And I really feel like it could have, honestly, but it's it's whatever.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about, maybe?
Whoa.
What was
Loud thunder just happened on my end. I'm sorry
oh
about
my
that.
Gosh.
No, not that I can think of.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. The We Party You. This soundtrack, honestly, it's one of the best like soundtracks I've ever heard.
We Party You.
Yeah.
I do not recognize this.
It is so good. One of my favorite ones is it's obviously jazz.
I have another one to put on my notes now.
And then I just want to listen to Name That Face and Name That Face Photo Time, and then also Name That Face Ending. So just these. All right. This is I think my favorite track from this.
Oh, I see why you like this. I hear a little subtle jazziness in there.
Oh yeah, this is like big band jazz.
I wrote this one down on my list. I'm listening to this. Trust.
Okay, yeah. This is a long one too. 'Cause this is like a party game, so there's a lot.
It's like the Wii Sports, right? Or Wii Sports Resort or whatever that game is called.
It's like that basically. Just with a lot of
I've
tracks.
never heard of this game.
It's such a fun game. It was on the Wii U. I love it. Yeah, and then it loops, and so that's it's that one. And then there's the piano version of this one. It's basically so in this one you basically take like a picture. The first one with the saxophones, like the horns, they basically that music is in the very beginning, like the opening. So like when you like start this mini game, it basically that's what plays for the beginning, and then this is what plays when you're like taking the picture with the gamepad. And so
Oh. Nintendo's really good with the different
oh
variations.
yeah, and so like the point of this game is to try and guess what face you're making by like multiple choice. And this is the music that plays when you're like taking the picture, and like when you're guessing too, I guess. I like this version better, by the way.
Oh, this one's way better.
Oh yeah,
I love the piano in this one.
This one's so much better. It's like a piano solo, basically. This is it. And yeah, that's that one.
Man,
I love that one.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was, man. I'm. How have I not heard anything or got suggested anything about this game?
Yeah, I mean, most people, like, since it's the Wii U, most people, like, they don't have a good association with, like, the Wii U because it was one of Nintendo's worst performing consoles ever. And so,
Right.
but like this game is just so good. Like,
No, the music already has got me hyped.
it's so good. And then the ending is just even better. Like it's like the cherry on top. After this ad, which I don't, it literally. All right, oops. Okay, so yeah, this is what plays like after the game's over, and then like it basically shows you like who won and who got the most points.
Like results music.
Yeah, basically. For this specific one. Yeah. It's so good. Ready? Yeah, and then it just loops over and over again.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah, I love it. I love this soundtrack. It's, oh my god, it's so good.
I gotta listen to this whole thing.
Just this.
Is all of it like this, or is it just these couple ones?
Well, yeah, it's just like some of these couple ones, and then like it's just like a bunch of different genre of music that fit within like the theme of like. So for example, like these like mini games, like, oh yeah, this one. Star Pupil. It's like a ninja star throwing one where you have to hit the you have to shoot at throw the ninja star at the ninja and not at not at like the woman.
I see now.
So it has that like that theming with it.
Gotcha.
But some of them do have like real jazz, like casino vibes, like this one. So I mean, yeah, some of them do have that.
If it was my earphones, the trumpet sounded very awkward in that one.
Oh yeah, it was very.
Like-
It's a very muted trumpet actually. Yeah, it's supposed to sound. Like
Okay, that explains
yeah,
it.
it's supposed to sound like that. Pull out the little tiny trumpets for that.
Tiny baby trumpet, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. My friend Alex and his brother Andre, we listened to this one to death. We love this one.
Can't see it, but I'm like bopping around like crazy to this one.
Oh yeah, this one's so good. Oh yeah, and
A little bit of this reminds me of The Blob. Have you ever heard that game, The Blob? It's like a
No.
game for the Wii. It's like this. It's very hard to describe. It's like you play as this guy. You have to color a city or something. It's giving me that vibe for some reason.
Oh.
The music from that game.
Yeah, like that little break. The game never gets to that point because the game finishes too quickly.
Oh really?
Yeah, the mini game is basically you're on a unicycle and then you're just like unicycling above a cliff and then you have to tilt the Wii remote. And you have to like tilt it and like along the path, and if you stray too far off the path, then you fall off, and then you lose. That's basically like it's measured in yards. So how many, like the person who gains the most yards is the winner. And
I see.
Alex and Andre have gotten 100 or a perfect 100 on that, and I've never gotten 100. The closest I've gotten was probably like a 90. Like it's
playing amongst pros.
Yeah, for me, it's really difficult, but you know, I love this. I love this like soundtrack as a whole. Like it's just so good. I think one of the more popular ones is.
It seems I've heard this because I've only heard a few of these.
Yeah, it's one of the boss ones. Boss theme. Or unless it's... No, it might be... Yeah, it might be Snow Sleeper. Yeah, here I think it's this one. It was so good. It's just like there's this brooding lord that can float in the air and can take people's faces, like, and then those faces like power like monsters, and I'm like, that's awesome. That's such a cool concept.
To check this one out.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I do.
Do you know like the Beep Beep I'm a Sheep song?
You did not. You
Oh,
put
yeah.
that on there?
I put the instrumental version of that as my yeah, I put the
Nice.
instrumental version of it. It's like the before he goes into like the step one part. It's like the lead up to that, and then I say my intro, and then my I say that as my outro, and then my outro music is yeah. Uh, I mean, that's my personal favorite one.
That sounded dope as.
It was so good. This game also, like, it's just like it's such a cool concept. It's just like there's this brooding lord that can float in the air and can take people's faces, like, and then those faces like power like monsters, and I'm like, that's awesome. That's such a cool concept.
To check this one out.
Oh yeah.
Don't you have one of the songs for this game on the outro for one of your videos?
Oh yeah, I did. I had like one, and then I was just like, I was too scared that Nintendo was gonna copyright that crap, and so
Yeah, they're coming after. I'm kind of scared the one
they're
that
gonna
I have
copyright
is
the
gonna
shit out of
take.
this. So I was like, no, there's no way. I'm gonna change the song. Yeah, it was this one.
It was like the one that plays when you're like doing the it's like your character's singing a. Yeah, this is the one.
This one. I think this was like the first one, and then I changed it. I changed it to do you know like the ASDF movies?
Yes, I do.
Do you know like the Beep Beep I'm a Sheep song?
You did not. You
Oh,
put
yeah.
that on there?
I put the instrumental version of that as my yeah, I put the
Nice.
instrumental version of it. It's like the before he goes into like the step 1 part. It's like the lead up to that, and then I say my intro, and then I say that as my outro, and then my outro music is yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, right here. Starts like around here. So yeah, this is where I would say my outro. Yeah, I don't really got much else.
Well, let's wrap this one up then, I guess. Oh,
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. All right.
I thought I lost you there for a minute. You were closing the stream.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't close. Yeah, I didn't close the stream. All right. So well that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you, Michael, again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. You know, I love doing these like kind of discussions, and you know, like I've like the first time I like watched your channel, I was like, man, like this is the guy that I really want to like talk to and hang out with, man. Like, and you know, and I'm doing that right now on Discord. So you know, I really appreciate you know, like you know, calling with me and such.
Oh no, it was my pleasure, man. I'm glad
Yeah.
that I could have this discussion with you.
Yeah. And all those people who are watching right now, please go subscribe to Michael's channel. You know, he does some really
And subscribe to
incredible-
Phoenix 317
Yeah.
if you want to.
Subscribe to both of our channels if you aren't already. If you are, then good job. You get a gold star for today. With that being said, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, have a musical day, everybody. Okay, bye.